Well, thanks for staying with us. Time now for Media Watch with Florence. Hi, Florence.
Hey, Jojo.
Right, so there's a lot of media buzz coming out of Egypt. Tens of thousands of protesters continue to call for the military councils to stand down.
It's really buzzing today on the web. We're going to start by looking at the Huffington Post. They had a very strong photo and a title that I think that sums up the situation quite well. It says, "Military-grade turmoil, Egyptians turn against a once popular institution demanding sweeping change." Now, as you can imagine, there's also been an immense amount of activity on Twitter today, ranging on topics. A lot of people have been, for instance, reacting to the announcement that Kamal Ganzouri is going to be the next prime minister. Here we're going to take a look at a tweet by Miret Mabrouk, who says, "Let's say we give Ganzouri benefit of the doubt. Can we really trust an 78-year-old to stand up against the Supreme Council of Armed Forces? His record is not that great, nor is theirs." We'll take a look at another skeptical tweet here by a journalist in Cairo, Hani Shakrallah, who says Ganzouri too, because remember he was also prime minister under Hosni Mubarak. Ganzouri too is set to be the shortest serving prime minister in Egyptian history. I give him until next Tuesday, so not very hopeful. Now, a lot of people are also calling for Mohammed al-Baradei to be the prime minister. Now, as we saw, we've been covering today, the Nobel Prize winner went to Tahrir Square today, and he tweeted about it. If you look at his Twitter page, he says, "I'm on my way to Tahrir to pay my respects to the martyrs. Their sacrifice will not be in vain. Together we shall prevail."
Now, there's actually also been a lot of quite worrying stories of violence against foreign journalists for who've been reporting from within the protests, haven't there?
Absolutely, and this has been getting a lot of attention on the internet today. This comes after two women, a French journalist named Caroline Sins and an American Egyptian journalist called Mona El Taoui, claimed they were sexually assaulted in Egypt. And the terrible irony is that these assaults come on the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women. Now, here's a photo that Mona put up on her, tweeted. There you see her with her two broken wrists, that she alleges this happened during the assault. Now, here in France, Reporters Without Borders, Reporters Sans Frontières, which is an organization that campaigns for press freedom, issued a very controversial statement saying that international news media should not send women reporters to Cairo. Now, as you can imagine, this triggered a wave of objections from journalists on Twitter, on blogs. We're going to take a look at a tweet here by Claude Gibal. She's a French journalist who lives in Cairo, who's a specialist in Egypt, and she says that if you take away women journalists, you're losing access to about 50% of the population. And a lot of the traditional media is also picking up on this story. Now, here's an article in The Guardian, which they quote a message that Lindsay Hilsum, who's Channel 4's international editor, she wrote a letter to Reporters Sans Frontières saying, "We fought for decades as female journalists to get our editors to treat us equally. How can an organization devoted to press freedom recommend a discrimination like this?" Now, Reporters Sans Frontières has withdrawn the statement since then.
I can't really be particularly surprised at just how much of a backlash there would be over something quite so controversial. Now, just quickly, crossing over the Atlantic, it's Black Friday in the US.
Black Friday in the U.S. Now, for those of you who aren't American, this is a very American tradition. The day after Thanksgiving, a lot of stores have huge discounts and people line up. Now, there's a big story of this on Storyful, which has gathered a bunch of pictures and tweets. Now, this year, despite the crisis, they're going to be a record turnout, and there were lots of long lines, as per usual, in front of stores. Here we'll see some footage that was taken in North Atlanta in front of a store, where you can see people queuing up to buy all sorts of things in stores. But as every year, emotions can run high. There you see the huge long line in front of Best Buy. But each year, emotions run high. Unfortunately, there were some scuffles. There was even a shooting, and one woman used pepper spray to get to the goods that she wanted to buy.
Well, it can be a dirty business getting that bargain. Thanks very much for giving us that round up, Florence. Well, do stay with us. More coming up shortly.